Show and Tell Boston After Dark. Today we got our Krump panel. Can I get you guys to introduce yourselves and your relationship to the dance?
So my name is Kevin Bruno, aka Looseface. I'm a Krumper. Been Krumping for about 14, 15 years now. I'm one of the crew members of Black Flag Dance Crew, and I'm aka Young C4 out of Dallas.
My name is Taquan Pamari Taylor, known as Landmine. I've been Krumping for about 13 to 14 years, I think, around that time. One of the members of the Black Flag Krump crew. Captain.
Captain Flag.
He's captain of Black
The
Flag.
captain of the ship, man.
So what's going on in the Krump world today? At least in the Boston scene.
Who want to lead that? Who want to take it?
Well, first of all, I'll break the ice. First of all, I remember when I put out a status, right? I said I'm looking for Krumpers for an all Krumper panel for show and tell. There was one dude who was in a comment, right? He goes by Ray, and he was like, "Bro, you can't just have anybody."
Well, if I could jump in for that, I do agree with Raid in the sense of you don't want just anybody, only because there's sacred information, so to speak, about Krump. And some people in history, like in Boston on the scene, sometimes some people give out the wrong information or they're bad representation on the dance. So, for example, Black Flag, our mission is to preserve the culture, the knowledge, the integrity of the dance. You know what I'm saying? So like we have team members who battle all over the country. From out in California. He just got back from California. He had a couple battles over there in Compton and Los Angeles. We've done competitions down in Texas, New York. You know what I'm saying? And
Georgia.
Georgia.
I traveled with them to film that.
Yeah, some of the footage is online, but like we're a group who, we love the culture and we want to make sure that we share the right information. You know what I mean? So.
I'm glad we're having this conversation because I got a lot of family in Krump, and there's a lot of rumors about all my family getting me in the Krump, which is not true. Coincidentally, it's crazy. I had a lot of energy when I was a kid. I used to like dancing, and I used to just start like I was just moving a lot basically, and I went to school with two people that I would come to find out were my cousins, Twin Mayday, and somebody named Mac. I forgot what was his Krump name. I think he was under a crew under my brother. And I was telling them that I was Krumping, and they were like, "No, you're not Krumping. You got to go to DYC to really Krump." I went to DYC, doing what I was doing, looking dumb. That was when I was introduced to real Krump, and I was like, oh. And then from there, that's how I met my other family, and I actually started learning actual Krump. But also, I was raised in a home that we went to Jubilee. So then I learned that there. Then now listen, this is where you get the creation of Landmine. So through the streets, I'm going to DYC. When I go home, I'm like, "Mom, can I go to a session at Jubilee?" So I'm getting Jubilee Krump and I'm getting DYC Krump. So I'm spiritually moving, but I'm also I have this different. Yeah, you feel me? So that's how I was. That's how I came to be. You feel me?
I used to live right by Jubilee too. I remember like every time the session is happening, some people would be out with their car bumping the fucking songs. Yeah. I be trying to go to sleep.
My fault.
Yeah,
my
it'd be
fault,
crazy.
my fault.
No. Nah, but it'd be lit, crazy hell. How about you, bro?
I started buying the DVDs, like Animosity, all that shit.
Yeah.
I was buying them shits before I even went to DYC. I thought I was the only Krumper in Boston. I literally thought that. I thought I was the only Krumper in Boston. Then I met Crew, and I met Crew out on Vine Street. After that day, I was like, yeah, I'm about to really do this shit. And I went to DYC, turned up, really got involved with the culture and shit like that, and it went up from there. You know what I'm saying? Big influences from mine was like J-Type, which is the OJ type, which is Hitman, LT, you know what I'm saying, the old LT Rapture, Crush, you know what I'm saying, definitely one of my big, huge influences. Those are like the heads I was really watching a lot to get me influenced to do what I do. And then when it came to like the Boston heads, for sure, Rip. You know what I mean? Rip, like was like the nigga I was always around a lot at one point. Crash. You feel me? Real. I soaked up everything. I went to Jubilee Church, like he said too, a lot, and learned from like niggas like Royal. That nigga was crazy.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Greatest of all time.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, like nobody don't even understand. Even Loyal. People don't even understand that. Loyal,
Yeah, I was
Jay
Loyal.
Ahead of his time, exactly. So it was just like looking at them, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta really be on my shit. So like, you know, those niggas really influenced me, man, like for sure. So
yeah, it's funny that you brought up Loyal though, because when I first got into Krump, it was Micah. Micah got me into Krump because I was a freshman in high school, and him and Gutta, they were doing their thing, but we went to school at Brockton High, me and Micah. So he would be in the corner just doing whatever, and I'm like, dog, what you doing? And then you know, I kind of got interested in what he was doing and whatnot, and then he would show me a couple things, and then I linked up with Gio, who was J Royal. Yeah, so me and him linked up. Yeah. He killed me off at my first event. He killed me off bad.
He was actually one of the main ones that was training me up at Jubilee.
Oh, for real? That's crazy.
And Madness, what about you?
So
Madness. Wow.
That's my old nickname. So for me, I was not born and raised in Boston, so I really didn't get the Boston culture until like late, the Boston Krump culture until late. But for me, how I started was with Rise. I think for a lot of Krumpers, that's how it all started for a lot of people. So I started with Rise, and I think even kind of going back then, like it was like Rise. There was like the whole You Got Served era going back there. So people used to battle all the time. Just hip hop. I started as hip hop, and then when Rise started coming into it, like we would clown Krump. We would try to do all of it, and you know, I thought I was doing something until I got to here. You know, until I got to Boston, 2012, and then I started like really dancing around these people. That's when I really started getting introduced to like what real Krump is. And the crazy thing about me is that I was watching them from Lowell. I didn't have a car back then. Like I knew there was a Krump community in Boston, but I was never able to drive or make the commute. So I would always watch their clips on YouTube, like DYC, and type up, you know, Rip and all these other people, and I'm like, yo, like this is crazy. I want to like be a part of this. But it wasn't until like I got my car then I started making that trip to DYC. I'm like the last DYC baby. I got there before they shut it down. So,
oh shit!
Literally the last week.
You snuck in there.
Like literally the last session that last week. That's when he shut it down. That was my intro to Boston Krump.
Yo, so being an OG and what you call it, and you kind of like keeping like a little eyes in. What have you been noticing about like the new era of Krump?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
what have you had your eyes on?
I'm just like, I just watch. I go on YouTube and I just check out shit because it's always my love to see niggas, you know, Krump. And no, I Krump still, but like, it's always good to see like the culture still grow. Like, I remember back then it was like just a bunch of black niggas. Now it's like everybody from every culture is doing. It's so normal for any race to do it. It's a beautiful thing. You feel me? Like, but what's the question again? My phone.
No, I said, what have you had your eyes on? Like, what have you been like, seeing?
I've been seeing honestly like new shit. I feel like Krumping has evolved. There's a certain thing with timing and how the beats are, and new things are what's called evolve. I feel like a lot of characters happen. I feel like back then it was a lot of creativity, like, you know what I'm saying? There's still creativity now, but like you need to have character like crazy.
Talk your shit, anime. Talk your shit.
You have to have fucking character. If you don't have character, bro, you're not coming alive. Nobody's feeling you. So I mean, and I feel like when it comes to like OGs, you know what I'm saying? They always had character. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing for them as well. You know what I'm saying? But like when I see like the new shit today, You need to come up with some character. That shit needs to show. Material is cool and all. That's cute, but like you need to be raw, nigga. Like you know what I'm saying. So I like the new shit today. I got a few favorites. You know what I'm saying. So
You want to name it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously this nigga here, right here, nigga. I be watching this nigga on YouTube. This nigga think I don't. I really do, bro. Like you know what I'm saying. I gotta check your shit out all day. I didn't even know you. I didn't even know Loose Face was still active, bro. So I'm gonna check your shit out. So this nigga, he's saying, nigga, I'm active. Man. So he said, I'm gonna check your shit out for sure, bro. I like Sick. That nigga is a fucking force, bro. You know I love my nigga Ops. You know what I'm saying. I don't know if he's still Ops now. He's still Ops. That nigga's great. You know what I'm saying. So like there's still niggas I check out from Boston, and I check out other niggas outside. You know what I'm saying. Like I like this white boy named Ugly Fate. That nigga's tough. I think Rex is amazing, obviously. Twin Moody Rex, that nigga's a crazy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of niggas I've been watching, you know what I'm saying? I can say mad names, but you know what I mean? But yeah, for sure, bro, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, and since you did mention like character is definitely one of the things that a lot of crumpers, know how to articulate. But could you be able to name at least like 3 techniques that are really important as a crumper? 3 techniques that you need, like as far as like jabs, arms, stomping.
Well, no, that's separate from character. So
No. It's a technique. I know it's characters and techniques are 2 different things. But I wanted to know like, if you wanted to learn crump, right? What would be like the 3 basic things you would teach somebody?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Confidence. That's all I have. It's confidence. Like that's first and foremost. Like you have to believe in yourself, because if you do not believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you. So that literally leads how you want to move. Like your character has to have some form of confidence, some form of character identity. Like, even if you don't have confidence, how can you show that with your character? That's deep. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I don't know.
So with Krump, with the confidence, you want to be confident in who you are or what you want to bring alive. So then you're really bringing people into that world. You know what I'm saying? If there's no depth to what you're doing and how you're moving, or there's no mood to it, then we don't believe you. You're just kind of throwing your arms out. And that's what most people think when they think of Krump. They think of the arm movement.
Right.
But it's like it's a body thing. It's a core thing. Like, how are you moving yourself to the music, and how are you bringing people to this idea and that you got going on in your head and bringing it to life? You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And since like Krump is like an it's part of African American culture as well, because like if you go to Liberia, like you can still see like the way people dance, like the way they the way they project themselves, the way they stomp, all that. You can see that, you can see, yes, exactly. And but I understand, like especially in the Boston culture, like some would say that it's getting a little volatile, as far as
what do you mean by that?
Like there would be like, no, when I say volatile, I'm talking about like there would be some like things would go sour. Like there will be just like events where everybody's coming together doing their thing, but things always turn sour. So like one of the questions that I have is where do you think the culture is now? Is it in a good spot, or would you say that it's about what people bring to it? Like, how people like for instance, like hip hop, right? Hip hop started off, good vibrations, people dancing, all that. Then eventually there are some dudes who wanted to like monetize, or there are some dudes who also wanted to bring the street life into the aspect. So like I wanted to ask, like, do you see that similar in Krump today?
Yeah. So I'm gonna answer the question about where you said where Crump's at, right?
Yes.
So I answer that question with two different perspectives.
Michael.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, I answered that question with two different perspectives. Krump is in a place where we're opening up, and we're letting because there's balance in the world, right? Feminine energy, masculine energy. We're letting the feminine energy take Krump to the next level, where we have to be more accepting. We can no longer be full ego, pride. You know, so
no more jabs, just slaps.
we're still jabbing. we still jabbing. Nah, yo, but yeah, like it was real solid. It was a lot of tension. We needed to be able to let the feminine energy just literally come into the movement and form itself. Something that actually Gutta said to me, which it stuck to me, is that Krump is like age-wise it's a late teen, So we're going through a phase of like an identity crisis, trying to figure out. It's a late teen, I was like, holy wow. Right, so like
younger niggas doing the most wild shit.
Yeah, when you're young,
but now
when
it's like niggas that are
shout out to Gutta. Gutta was like, yo, Krump is in the stage of a late teen, like, and really you're arguing with the leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going through a lot. So those are the two perspectives. So basically, like when it comes to where Krump's going, because you asked where it's at. That's where it's at. Where it's going, we're trying to get back to the unison.
Yes. Yeah.
Bring it back to a level understanding.
And if I could jump in there with, it's funny how you say like we're in our teens, because I was gonna say we're definitely maturing. There was a time, and even right now, people are so battle focused, where their focus is taking the dance and using it as a tool to compete against other people, and
like all styles,
not just all styles, amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? And I think like everybody is ready for that. Like you could call a session, right? And this is no shot to Boston. This is what it is. You could call a session and it could just be vibes. We're throwing a session. Everybody's gonna dance. 10 people will show up. But if there's a situation where it's like, hey, this person's beefing with that person and it's going to be a battle at the session about this nigga from that city's going to pop out, we might get some Connecticut niggas that'll show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want the controversy, like the energy goes towards that, and I'm like, that could be cool, but it's like, what about the balance of just preserving what we're trying to do? You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely a maturing process going on, because like Tay, he's got his weekly sessions going on every Monday. Gutta got his weekly sessions. My boy Kuma from down in Texas, he moved up here. He's got his weekly sessions on Saturdays, and they're focused on sessioning. I don't even remember the last time there was a battle at this man's session. You know what I'm saying? And people are really trying to sharpen their skill and focus on their vocabulary in the dance and showcase it. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to create that environment where we're promoting that, and we're like supporting it. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely a maturing process going on right now. You know.
Can I interject too? I'm actually glad he mentioned hip hop, the idea of hip hop. Basically, I was thinking in almost every movement, there's going to be some type of like, I think about like the African American culture. I mean, I hate to get deep too soon, but like there's always this like, even when it comes to Facebook posts, if you go live talking about how you gotta eat healthy, you got 3 viewers. You go live saying this person's a bitch ass nigga, you got like 25 viewers. Honestly, and I'm gonna just a quick little short story, not even a story. I mentioned like on the Krumpers page, we have a Krumpers Facebook page. Literally, they'll go live with a fake title. Like it'll be like, I'm about to kill this nigga off, and then they'll be talking about something positive, right? Because that gets views, and it's unfortunate.
Clickbaited.
That's how people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That actually reminds me of something that there's this battle rapper. He goes by Daylight. So at first,
we know
like,
Daylight.
Yeah, like
I mean, we definitely know Daylight.
Yeah. Listen, I was just finding out about him. So like, I was just like, yeah, this is weirdo shit. And he was talking about how he basically had to like do a video where like he was naked, or he had to talk about weird shit. He had to talk about him like saying he would, like do homosexual things to Diddy, just for him to like,
What?
yeah, just so he can get views. And it's like, and some would say like you either sow your soul or you just have no integrity. But let me try to like interject that to like, Krump. Like, have you ever seen anybody, who is either of the culture or trying to be in the culture where like they try so hard to like, I would say like, find that identity, I don't.
So let me just say, yo, Boston Krumpers, I'm fans of a lot of people that do this dance. Like, let me just say genuinely, I'm 31 years old. I've been crumping since I was like 15, 16. I got a full-time job. I got bills, you know what I'm saying? And a good credit score. You know what I mean? Let's not forget that.
Yeah, shout out to
But I'm still doing the dance because I love it. There's nothing for me to gain monetarily. For example, Anime said that he hasn't seen any clips. I'm not trying to promote myself. I love the dance. This man, I watch his videos, I watch his battles as a fan. That man right there, anytime he's won competitions and events and whatnot, I'm genuinely, as a crew member with these guys and a fan of theirs, I genuinely enjoy it. So Boston has so much talent, and really what I hope for people is that they kind of get their mind right through this Krump thing. They navigate, because we always say this, yo, there's transferable skills through the dance that you could apply for your personal life, not just for dance. We're talking about developing yourself as a person. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, right now, I got to tell you, me and this nigga go back. We got a battle from like 12 years ago on YouTube. Really? Yeah, legendary
I remember
battle.
that battle.
Me,
I remember it.
Crumbs versus him and Soul. Like, this is a legendary battle that happened at Jubilee. That shit.
I gotta see this. I never seen it.
But to see him as a young man right now, you know what I'm saying, compared to like where we're from, bro. We used to be at DYC, just doing dumb shit.
We don't gotta say.
But to see my man is in good health, he's got his lady, that's something that I like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, where everybody that's coming into Krump, yo, like, we can end up in a certain place that's pretty easy to get to, but through the dance you can get some type of opportunity to develop yourself mentally and spiritually, or whatever you need from it to like rise above what we come from. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I really hope people really get from it and get the true understanding of, instead of all the bullshit that comes behind, like, oh, I'm better than that dude, I'm better than, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll get past that. It's not that serious.
Ego stuff.
I mean?
Kev just really touched. He really like touched a special place, because that is, I think, for some, I don't know about all leaders, but I think for some leaders, I think that is like the overall like arching goal, is to develop new leaders, have them identify themselves within the dance as well as themselves outside of the dance. I know specifically for me, I learned a lot about who I am through the dance. Once I started getting into the Boston Krump movement, and I started understanding character, and I remember the day, like, I was under Rip. Rip was just like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Damn, no one has never asked me that question before." You know what I mean? And I was like, I had to really like sit there and think, like, who am I as a person? How can I identify my individuality to myself as well as in the dance? And I started going through an identity crisis. I was like, dang, I really gotta sit through this and really like figure this thing out. And through my college career, like, I honestly, if it wasn't for like, these group of people, like, I don't think I would have made it through college. And it was because I had people that I looked up to as leaders who kind of led me into a place of maturity and understanding and growth. So yeah,
Damn, Rip really picked up like half of Boston, bro.
Yeah. He's important to the scene.
Shout out Rip.
Yeah, I mean, he almost picked me up.
Nah, Rip is very important to the Boston scene, man. You know what I'm saying? He helped me out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, you feel me? Mentally. Nah, no cap. Like mentally helped me out with cause it's crumping is not just a physical thing; it's a mental, for sure. You know what I'm saying? If you're not mentally there with Krump, you know what I mean, it won't work out at times. It really won't. You know what I'm saying? So like Rip definitely, he was like the sensei. You know what I'm saying? Like to shit. I mean, even Gutter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't always see Gutter, but like every time I had talks with him, I learned.
Oh my gosh, I remember when y'all were like dancing at bro, there was this event. It was in JP. I forgot what it's called. It was at Spontaneous event, right? All types of artists. I have the video. Oh damn, I wish I had the video, but it was like y'all were dancing for like a quick like 2 minutes, but it was really live. You know what I'm saying? It was. You probably don't remember that.
I remember that shit.
Nah. All right, but
like my fault.
No, go
But
ahead,
like definitely people important like that definitely helped me out. You know what I'm saying? Even like I like how you said the identity crisis thing. Like that's what I was going through at one point because I was under Crew and I left that. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to figure out like my lane. You know what I'm saying? And I remember a person that was under Stacks. Little homie. So he was LB Stacks. He was LB Stacks. Remember LB? Do anybody remember LB Stacks? You remember that nigga, bro? I used to laugh with that dude all the time, bro. He's the one who made my name. He's the one who told me I'm anime.
Wow.
He's the one who said you're anime, bro. He said you're animated. He said you're anime. I'm like, what? I'm like, so I stuck with that ever since. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I saw him like a couple years ago after, nigga, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's got bigger and all that. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's cool as fuck. But like, I remember the LB Stacks was, you know what I mean? He was always at DYC, cool with everybody, you know what I'm saying? And we used to laugh all the time. And he was like, we used to really, like, he would see me trying to build my style and figure out my identity, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And he was like, bro, you're anime. I was like, what? I was like, so yeah, nigga, like, that shit's fire, nigga. Like, no cap.
Yeah, honestly, like, it's funny because, like, we had this squad called Powerhouse.
Don't even give me started. I was the second generation though, because I know you was the first.
First generation, yeah. Basically, I lived in Dorchester. I lived like around the corner from Eddie. I went to school at Brockton High School, and one of my friends was dating Denzel.
Word.
And she was like, okay, you know, y'all be crumping and everything like that. I'm gonna link you up with my boyfriend, and we're like, cool. So then we linked with Eddie and Denzel, and I'm like, nigga, I seen Eddie around. I was like, I seen y'all niggas, okay. And then we went to DYC, met Frank, rest in peace to Mayday.
That's a different story right there.
Yeah, we met Mayday, Hood. I think yeah, Sleep. Danny. I went to school with Danny's cousin who also tragically passed away. You know what I'm saying? I know that was a tough time for everybody at DYC. Crazy. But through that time, like, we built such a brotherhood. And, yo, I don't want to get sentimental, but, dog, that was, like, important for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were with each other every single day sweating in that box, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in that small room, like, just challenging each other. And when cats from other cities would try to come at us, yo, we were deep. Like, we would go to Brockton, Framingham, wherever
McDonald's
we
packed.
Yeah, like
McDonald's packed.
Like when
niggas
I tell you,
for
I
a cheeseburger.
learned.
I'm dead ass. Like, if I win, you give me a cheeseburger, nigga. I'm dead ass.
Somebody play the track.
Right.
On a train.
I've never experienced anything like that, bro. Like, I don't. There's something magical about it. Like, you don't just see a group of people like that in that large number with the goal in mind, and then all of us just kind of vibing with each other and just doing our thing. But you know, there were other crews, but for us, Powerhouse was like that's a lifelong connection forever, bro. Like, you can't say this ain't my brother right here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's sealed. You know what I mean? So yeah, like Boston, we have like a very strong lineage, and we want to preserve that. We want to keep that going because if it worked for us, it could work for so
others,
many
facts.
other kids
Exactly.
in this city.
No cap, no cap.
So many kids, yo.
Since DYC was like kind of one of those things that like
The
kind of
Mecca.
brought a lot of people together.
The Mecca.
Like right now, currently, I know you said Black Flag is trying to create that space. Have you guys are you guys doing that, or have you seen the equivalent of DYC?
Where it's a continuous process. I think one of the things that happened for a lot of people was the pandemic, and how that really slowed everyone down. Whether the world down. So trying to figure out how to obtain that space, that home. It's a process that's going to take a little bit. There's so many politics things that are happening in Boston. Gentrification. There's a lot that's happening.
You mind if I ask what's because I'm not around obviously, but what is the sessions y'all usually go to nowadays in Boston?
Yeah, so Tay, if you want to talk about
Sure. So what's going on right now is I have my weekly Monday sessions.
Okay.
They're free, 7 p.m., 9 p.m., but we go until sometimes 10,
Let's go.
9:30. Then we, what's up?
What's that?
That's over at my fault. Thank you. 336 Blue Hill Avenue. Every Monday, 7 p.m. We there. And whether it's 3 people, 20 people, we there dancing. The music's
Let's
on.
get it. Okay.
And then after, we usually go behind the pilot. This is offline. and we have a street session behind there. And it's nobody knows this. It's only stayed in my head, but I'm actually trying to find a way to get DYC back.
Let's get it.
Because of how much it really.
So much history.
Impacted, yeah.
So much history,
Yeah.
bro. That's the
Boston
Boston
Crump.
Mecca.
It's without that, would you say it saved a lot of lives
For sure.
in a way?
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
And actually, I'm gonna get a little sentimental,
Let's get it.
but I can't. It's really when people think about communities I identify with.
Mm.
It's hard for me to say. I can't just say hip hop. I can't say this. I can't say black. Can't say Hispanic. I can't identify with these, although they are me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When we were out there together, when I stepped in the room, I felt like I identified with Boston Crump.
Yeah.
That's my. Where are you from? That's where I'm from.
Crump, man. Shit.
What was the dude's name? We need to shout this dude out. What was the dude's name?
Who?
The white dude that ran.
The white dude.
What's his name?
Niggas always asking for $1. He
he'll
give you $1.
Dude,
That nigga give you $dollars for sure. That nigga give you $1.
I
He
can't
give everybody
remember his name.
$1.
Ned.
Nigga get
Was it Ned?
Ned, I don't remember.
Oh my gosh.
He was a good guy.
He was a
He
good
was a
guy.
great guy.
Every
He was a
time-
great guy.
He would just give y'all
he took
$1?
care-
Facts.
If you was hungry and you was like I want to get
Yeah.
a sandwich from
He'll help you
McDonald's,
out
he'd be like,
off
here
the
you go.
rip.
Well, actually, I think he'll ask you something.
Right.
And you have to answer if it was like a
riddle or some shit like
riddle,
that.
you answer it, and he
Yeah.
give you that and you go get the McDonald's.
Facts.
He was a simple guy. He
Real
made
talk.
sure the doors were open
Yeah.
and everybody was good.
And you could tell he liked the culture of Krump.
Yeah.
You could tell. You could tell.
So I'm trying to get that back. I don't know. I definitely want to say his name because he was the reason that was open like
Yeah,
that. And,
facts.
Especially with what we were doing there, he was just accepting, But shout out to. I wish I knew his name. I think it was
Facts.
Ned or something.
I know people gonna be cussing niggas out right now. You
remember his name? You don't remember his name?
I can hear the comments right now.
And I believe he actually I saw him talk to some people when they was upset, trying, come in here, let me talk to you.
Yeah,
for a
he
minute."
definitely
I
that.
remember your brother, Cool. He used to get into some.
He used to be in that room. They used to have a seat for him. He was like,
yo, relax. But back to what Stanley was saying too. As far as the pandemic definitely made us take a hit. We were, Black Flag. We were pretty successful. We were Yeah, we were throwing Black Flag Session, which
Bro, y'all were
I was
crazy.
yeah, we landed a
Bro,
contract.
I saw
with
y'all
Young
in every
Films.
state, bro.
Yeah, so
Bro, I'm watching. I'm telling you, I saw y'all in every state, bro.
Yeah,
That was going
we
crazy.
collabed with Yak Film.
Yeah,
Yeah,
films.
we-
I'm already hip. I saw. I'm already hip.
Yeah,
guys.
so-
We that battle here.
Thanks to this dude.
and right now we're trying to again bring back that platform, because that's important for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, to be on something. When I was a kid, I wanted to be on Yak. So
Facts.
bad. Yeah, and what happened was we were at an event. We battled in New York, in Manhattan. I lost to Dre. That nigga killed me off, bro. But nah, anyways, yeah, Krump versus Flexing and whatnot.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, I lost bad, but I'll get my W back. But at the event, again, I'm not just focused on the dance. I seen Cash, who works with Yak, and I had a conversation with him. Me and him chopped it up, and I told him about what we got, our organization. We exchanged contact information, and eventually landed a contract with him, and we did an event. We teamed up on our event and actually created like this battle list, crazy battle list. I'm talking about Krump. The Krump community's vision was on what we were doing for our city. You know what I'm saying? Guys like him, he had a very memorable battle. Sick, who's also a new guy, new generation leader, and we were just giving everybody that platform to showcase themselves. So, the pandemic, made us lose that.
Yeah.
But we're still working on kind of getting that back up and running for the near future. You know what I mean?
Nah, after it.
No, that's definitely dope because, it's because I remember even the first like days we had like this podcast. I remember this guy. He said, one thing that we don't have is infrastructure. So like I feel like once we set up infrastructure, like, of course the marketing, all that's gonna come. But as far as setting in stone a place for the next generation, you know what I'm saying? That I feel like that's instrumental, because what you do is you're preserving history. You're pushing the traditions, you're upholding the traditions, and I feel like, especially here in Boston, it's a small city, but the cultures that are just here, whether it's music or Krump, especially Krump, is enthralling. You know what I'm saying? You just can't help but just stick your head and see what's going on, or just support it. But I wanted to ask also another question.
Oh wait, before that.
Wait, okay.
Also, was there any other sessions that if someone was trying to get involved that you guys know of?
Yeah, there's the Get Your Skills Up session that Gutter throws.
Where's that at?
That's at the Four Lords Dance. It's at the Four Lords Dance Studio in Cambridge.
Four Lords, let's get it.
That's a
It's been a grip. Yeah, I'm like, Jesus.
Well, no, they got a new location. So this is a brand new, very good space, safe space, and everything. He does it every Friday.
Let's get it.
What
Four
time?
Lords. Shout out to them.
I want to say 7 to.
Oh, 7?
No, you might be maybe 8 to 10 or something. Yeah, but every Friday they're over there. It's dope. I've gone a few times whenever I'm free, but it's.
Wasn't there an event today?
Today, yeah, there was an event, but I don't think it was Krump. I think it was just a jam or something like that. Yeah.
Can I ask some? Yo, what was y'all? I mean, I'm gonna bring it back, but what was y'all favorite DYC moment where y'all just pictured it and y'all yo, this shit was nuts.
I got one.
Yeah.
The most memorable moment when Knucklehead came out. He was beefing with Powerhouse, so DJ, TJ, Knucklehead, and all them came out. This nigga Joey, Knucklehead battled George. When he was Junior Sparks.
Yep.
Donald battled TJ.
Yeah, he battled
Wonder Bread, yeah.
That nigga was a
And
force.
they represented us so well, if I may say so.
I'm
about to go home and watch some
footage.
Bro, if you
That's
haven't
just
seen that
crazy.
footage, bro, go on YouTube, type in DYC Knucklehead. You will see Like you'll see a whole bunch of videos. Just watch it. There's so much history and so much that went into that day. But
how about you, bro?
Damn, man. So I have too many memories, bro.
Me too.
I got too many memories. I'm trying to think.
Me too.
Why you ask this? There's so many memories, bro.
No
Okay, you know what? Y'all gonna laugh. This ain't even Krump related though. You said DYC, right?
Yeah,
memorable.
this in general. Yeah.
When I first met my brother. When it was at DYC. There was talks around like you have a younger brother named Raekwon.
Man, that's crazy.
You have a younger brother named Raekwon. I was like, okay, cool. They call him Crew. They didn't say Cruel.
So
Crew.
Wait, so you're older than Crew?
No. So
Right.
I'm gonna tell you. So I have a younger brother named Raekwon. They call him Crew, and he dances like you. He does the same dance you do. I'm like, what? Then I hear his name Cruel, and I'm just, I'm smart.
Right.
I'm like, Cruel. I walk in. I'm sorry, bro. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm doing this. I walk in DYC. I'm like, yo, y'all know somebody named Cruel? Cruel? Yeah, Cruel. I walk in. This nigga in the corner with 2 girls on his lap.
Yeah. Nah. That nigga Crew is a nigga.
I was like,
he was that nigga.
I was like,
dog.
yo, I'm your brother. He said, what? I said, I'm your brother. And I guess he just knew who our father was. He was like, yeah, nigga, you my brother.
Facts.
And I was like, you're my younger brother? He's like, nah, nigga.
Shout out to Crew. Shout out to Crew. Because Crew, he put me, he's the one who put me on, to the DYC and all that shit, all the whole culture of Krump.
That was my most memorable moment. I could definitely say I'm glad I met my brother.
Yeah.
And man, thoroughbred.
No cap.
Krump wise, I ain't gonna answer that. There's too many moments.
There's too many. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a moment because I remember the outside moments when
outside
when
moments
niggas took it mad serious and was like, yo, we're gonna Krump outside.
Yeah.
DYC was over, went outside. There was huge battles outside in the summertime, nigga. I'm like, oh shit.
Remember the videos to Springfield?
Yeah, Springfield, bro. Wait, what you talking about?
When Powerhouse
we went in front of McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
Because
Warfare Fam down. I remember that whole video. I used to watch that at the crib. I remember that.
We were beefing with them for a little bit, but
That's first generation, right?
Yeah.
Second generation, we just performed a lot. We just shows.
So, I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into the performance thing. But one of my favorite DYC moments was when Knucklehead and them came. I wasn't there. I was watching that crap through YouTube. Like I said, I was a fan of the Boston movement before I knew anybody there, and I was watching this shit on YouTube, and I was just like, yo, it is fucking crazy. It's amazing. Knucklehead versus George, Wonder Bread versus Donald. All the battles were dope, and that's when I wanted to really be a part of the movement. But going back to second generation and the performances,
UJVA, TV. Oh my god!
Damn, I'm trying to remember all of it. I'm gonna show you what happened.
So the performances, I wanted to be part of Boston Krump because of the performances.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, and this goes back to one of the things I feel like Boston Krump is missing is that community service piece.
Yeah.
DYC did a performance at an event in Lowell called Dance for Peace, and I remember this was the first time I met, the DYC people. I saw Rip for the first time. I saw George for the first time doing some crazy hat trick, flipping. I was just like, who are these people? And I was crumping.
Yeah.
I had a crew back in Lowell called Kool-Aid and Beans. We ain't gonna talk about
hell
it.
no.
Kool-Aid and Beans.
This was
Kool-Aid and Beans.
Let me tell you something.
But I had a crew back in Lowell.
Back in the day,
I had a crew back in Lowell called Kool-Aid and Beans.
we gotta bring it back, bro.
I had a crew back in Lowell called Kool-Aid and Beans, and we battled Status Quo when they came out to Lowell. There's footage of it too on YouTube. You type in Kool-Aid and Beans versus Status Quo, you will see me. I don't know what I was doing back
Status
then.
Quo?
Yeah.
I was the second generation.
We gotta watch that. They're the second, not the original, but the second generation of the ones that were actually crumping.
Talking about Thornell and shit like
Thornell and all of them,
that.
So we battled them, and I remember going on DYC came to Lowell. They danced at this event at Dance for Peace, which was an annual event in Lowell. They killed the show, killed it, and then that's when I started connecting with Rip. And then fast forward, I think that was like in 09, 2010. Fast forward 2012, I finally got a car, went down to Boston, and the week that DYC was closing, I saw they had a session. I remember seeing Rip. I remember seeing Hoodlum. I remember seeing Sean, Bones Brilly. You know, he was getting off in the session. And then I went up to Rip. I was like, yo, do you know who you are? Yo, you made me want to start dancing. You know what I mean? And it goes back to, and yeah, no. On some real shit, I was. Because I was like, yo, this guy inspired me. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I saw Krump, the real Krump.
Shout out Bones Brilly. You know
what I mean?
Nigga.
Yeah, for
real.
That's
my nigga. That's my nigga.
I saw Krump like in real time, and it was amazing. That shit inspired me. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have gone out to try to see what the Boston movement was. And, you know, now I'm here. So because of that, I'm here now, and I'm doing what I can to make sure that I can inspire somebody else who was in my position. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Back then.
Facts.
Yo, I kind of want to give a space to shout out. All right, so some of the most important people in Krump, right? Crumbs.
Facts.
I was gonna mention
Royal.
Crumbs. I can't leave my.
Facts.
In Boston,
Crumbs
Royal,
is like the teacher, my nigga.
Gutter,
you already know.
Rip, and for Brockton, Raid
off the rip.
and Trouble. Raid and Trouble.
Trouble
I want to
too,
give them
yeah.
a space
Trouble
to be
too.
like, yo, honestly, I gotta shout them out because, yo, when there was nothing,
yes, bro.
there was them.
There was them.
Yes,
Jared,
there was them.
yes.
Off
You know
the
what I'm
rip.
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
off the
yes,
rip.
I gotta
Facts,
give my niggas
facts,
a
bro.
shout out
Facts.
for real because I think
Shout out Trouble for sure.
the new generation, they probably don't know too many of the names. They know like the Rips and the Gutters and everything. But yo, like I highly recommend that y'all do y'all research. Talk to your big homies. If your big homies don't know, they gotta
Because
reach
a lot
out
of
to
niggas
one
don't
of us
know
to
the
find out.
they don't listen to their history at all. It's
Okay,
crazy.
wait.
I want to throw it out to Rec 2, Rec.
Wreck.
No,
Oh my
Rec
God.
Two.
Big Rec, yeah, Goonies.
Prophecy.
Prophecy.
Prophecy,
Come on, man.
facts.
Y'all get me in my bag, bro.
Yo.
Man.
Hey, yo,
That's
we just
crazy,
talking about
man.
Boston, right? We just
Yeah,
talking,
we talk-
alright, we reached out to
we gon-
Boston.
we gon-
We're not
move-
talking about Rhode Island and all that.
No. We were talking about like. Well, I mean, it's a go ahead. You
Sorry, I was gonna say,
Shout
what
out that
generation
nigga.
are we on for Krump?
Damn. Damn.
You guys were saying generation 1 and 2, so I was like, what generation?
What generation are we in, Krump?
Oh, I don't know. That's you. That's sorry.
Bro, I don't know. I've been here, nigga. So I ain't been counting.
What
I
generation?
ain't been counting like that. 1, 2,
What generation is sick?
3. I ain't been counting.
Is the newest
Yeah,
generation.
6, yeah.
I
Sick
won't
is
put a
amazing.
number on it, but this is the newest generation. Sick is the leader. Tay is the leader.
Sick. Yeah,
Stress is the
facts.
leader
Facts.
of the new generation. They got
Facts.
Boston.
Facts.
Nobody got it over them.
Facts.
Nobody.
Facts.
But yeah.
Okay.
I felt Landmine's almost basically OG to keep it real.
Yeah.
Landmine been out since like I was like remember like I said again I was doing shit and this little nigga would come to me like yo what up what's good nigga I'm like what the fuck is this nigga doing like but this nigga's a force like
I
you know
appreciate that, bro. That means a lot, bro.
Landmine, this is me. Landmine right now is the heart and the spirit of Boston Krump.
facts
That's a fact.
And spirit of Boston Krump.
I
Like,
be smiling.
facts
That means a lot. That's Ace Landmine, by the way. Shout out. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you lit. Nah, yeah, I appreciate it. And I like it's crazy because like I was talking to the Krump community because we've been going through some things. Boston Krump has been going through some things. 2 incidents have happened, that has us really focusing on Boston Krump. But
Could you be able to go deep in detail about like this?
let me talk to my team.
Nah.
we won't gotta get specific.
Get specific.
We won't gotta get specific, but we can just say.
All right,
I'll
right?
just put like this. Nah, we don't gotta get specific, but
That's captain. So
you know what I mean. Like I would just say battle etiquette. You know what I mean? How we battle and how we show respect to one another, even in the heat of competition. So I think that is the problem that has been coming about, along with trying to get people to get into the spirit of what Krump is. Like how do we show up for one another? How do we hype each other up? How do we create the energy in the room? Which is a continuous work in progress. But right now, it's just battle etiquette.
And I also want to continue by saying, like, I'm at a point with my position in Krump. It's crazy. J. Cole came out that middleman track. Like, I really, I'm
you.
in fact, I'm at the table with the OGs, really talking about real stuff, but then going back to the newer generation to teach them, culture-wise, about Krump. And I sometimes have battles with because the Krump. There's so much I gotta say. Information to Krump is so accessible that sometimes the new generation thinks that they can talk or teach me a certain way, but with experience comes wisdom. And so sometimes I get quiet, but then sometimes I'm standing up. Shout out to Stress. He's taught me to be more of a leader, to speak up. Like, no, I'm, and you, and Kev too. Like, I'm solidified in what I'm saying. Like, I am living proof. I'm an example of why I can say, you too, of why I can say this is true. And this is what it is. Like, I know Krump. You know what I'm saying? I've been Krump. So, so when it comes to like being in the middle and having those conversations, it can get rough. But like I said, we're at a place right now where we need to be, not we, but like people, like we're reteaching people, because a lot of the generation before, they had to focus on their stuff. Life stuff happened, right? So we had to figure it out. And I had to figure out for a little bit. I'm on for a little while, and then got some brotherhood to help me push through and push forward. Now we're doing it together. So like, I'm glad we were able to shout out, and that's why like even earlier today I was thinking about our state. Krump wise, we have a lot of people, bro, that did a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like they're kind of quiet behind the scenes or whatever. But when you actually list we just named. Crazy, bro. So I just really want to. I'm proud of the state that I live in, the city that I live in. Krump wise, like, yeah, for real. People, when I'm out on the west side and on Cali and wherever I'm at, they always like, yo, you want to come to Boston? Yo, Landmine, talk to me about Boston. You in Boston? We want to come. Where you at? I'm like, we trying to come here, but everybody trying to come. Everybody trying to come where we at.
We've had those conversations when we've traveled. Yeah, I was like, whoa. No, we've definitely had those conversations. Like, yo, let me tell you, I had a conversation with T-Slot. Like, do you know how, like,
Damn.
T-Slay. My fault. T-Slay, like. Are you serious? Like, I watched this man on DVDs. Like, I seen him on the Cage 3.
Nigga, this is old.
Yeah, like, I got this man's phone number on my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we've had conversations where he's like, yo, I've seen what y'all doing. I want to come out there. It's like the energy that Boston has, we don't appreciate it as much as we should. Facts. Like, what's going on in LA is, and right now it seems on the up and up. And I can't talk too much about Cali because I'm not from there.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, there was a decline going on in the energy and the pride that these guys were having in their state. There was a lot going on. The East Coast, and more specifically like Boston, for us, we were active. We were traveling. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
like,
Boston was innovative.
Very innovative.
Yeah.
Let's not cap, bro. We had to figure out how to be Boston.
Yeah.
We had to figure that out. And Krump is Boston. Like, we know what like Boston Krump is, like, at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying, the different styles that we did, like during, like, you know, back in that time, like, you know what I'm saying, like around 2009, 13, you know, around that era, everybody made sure, like, you know what I mean, the people who are like now OGs especially, like, they made sure like they had a certain style to them. Like, it was always coming up with new shit, innovating. Like, I feel like we learned from everybody. You know what I'm saying? We learned from, like, you know, the big heads and shit like that, Eyes and Crush, and, you know what I'm saying, all these, you know, heads that made shit up, Miho, for sure. But, like, I'm saying, like, we was being innovative as fuck.
There was an individuality,
the niggas
bro.
was trying to create new shit all the time. That's what I loved about Boston Krump. When I came into a session, I always saw some new shit. I'm like, God damn, I gotta make up some new shit now. I gotta go back home and work in lab and make up some new shit, because this nigga did some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't know how he did that. How did he put that string on that hat?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, so like, speaking of that, I wanted to talk about, like, you know, like the experience, like being there, watching people like dance. So like, So what I wanted to ask is so how like would you describe like each of your abilities or characters in Krump?
Uh-oh. Stress about to have another.
So,
Stress like, not this again. Stress.
So literally, it took me some time to find out my identity. So, even to this day, I'm still developing. I'm still trying to understand who my character is. But like one thing that I know is that I'm stressed. That's just a name that fits me because I'm always stressed. How I portray that to my movements is still ways that I'm trying to develop to this day. And I probably might have missed the question, but just how I came up with that is just understanding who I was as an individual and how I could portray my life into this dance. Did I answer the question?
You answered it like you definitely answered it in your own way. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand like sometimes you want to find your identity so you can be able to add it to like whatever like mojo you have. You know what I'm saying? Some people they watch anime and they learn from like some of the things. Like I watched somebody like do like a trick out of like like Deadly Sins where Escanor he's like a cruel son like something like that and it was just like really lit.
Well, anime is not anime though. I'm gonna let y'all know that. Anime is what's it called? Where I came from is like my boy he told me like I was doing like shit that was unrealistic. The
like
way
cartoon
the moves
shit.
were, cartoon shit. So it was like, it wasn't like anime. Like I understand like the Asian culture, like that's dope and shit. But I'm saying like animation, like you know what I'm saying. So the anime style came from just like me having a bunch of character face expressions. The baby tantrum. I brought up. You know what I'm saying, came to life. I think me and I don't know if Pistola. Me and him made that shit up. The baby tantrum. So like we made that up. Yeah, I'm saying.
I had a character named Tantrum, bro.
What the
That's
fuck?
crazy. I did not know that you were. That's
me and
fire.
him we was like literally labbing on that style. Like
That's fire,
we used
bro.
style like literally like because I was junior class, he was twins, so like we would like lab all the time and make up shit. You know what I'm saying? So like that's where it came about, like all that anime style. You know what I'm saying? From learning from people and then doing my own shit. You know what I'm saying? And character, everything, and creativity from the combos, from everything. I always wanted to make sure, even though I had the basics were on point, but I wanted to make sure you came off different, because if you never came off like a green thumb, you wasn't lit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I fuck with Landmine, because he always came off like a green thumb, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
He always had some tricks
He always
out
had
of the
something,
box.
an oomph to him.
East
You know what I'm
side.
saying? Like, that was a little different, you know what I'm saying, to the game. So that's why that makes you look good, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, style, man. Style is everything, man, when it comes to Krump, you know what I'm saying? Definitely character. Style for sure. You innovative, even if you're under somebody, you're innovative, that's dope, like, off the rip.
All right.
It's actually kind of. Can I explain my character, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's actually kind of it's kind of crazy you asked this question, because I started off with Landmine with I went through plenty of aliases, but then Landmine came about because I was with Crumbs. I was on the phone with
I'm done.
I was on the phone with him in the car, and I said something like earthquake. He was like, nah. He was like, nah.
Bro, you know, because Crumbs will tell you, nigga. He'll tell you, like...
He like, no. I said, damn, like, explosive. He like, no. Landmine. He said, he doesn't see it. Think about it. He like,
Straight up, that nigga Crumbs straight
That's
up.
buck. That's buck. But it's actually my characters. I just recently kind of made it really, really personal. At first, I'm not even gonna tell y'all what it was, but it was the whole character I created. We don't gotta get into it. We can
for sure.
Let's get into the deep one. So I have two characters. I have Landmine and I have Era. Landmine, as you can see, I got tatted on my forearms. When I got this tat, I created the new Landmine character. Basically, Landmine is the second persona, my fault, that steps out of myself,
right,
and protects Take On. When it comes to when he was bullied, when he was made fun of, everything that he's been through, Landmine is the who was fucking with Tay. Right. So it's like this alter ego
like
of,
an alias.
yeah, like
in a way.
ain't like who was bothering.
So when you have a little
I'm
homie,
fearless.
they relate to that.
Yeah, they fearless.
Yeah.
They hold their chest out, the
That's
energies in
just
their
crazy.
chest.
That's just crazy.
Now the little boy that Landmine steps out of is Era.
Mm.
Now the images of the two, and Landmine obviously he has the armor on. He's big. He walks through with his chest out. I actually learned this from Stanley, walking through clubs. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Yo, okay, let me tell you something. Most Krump stories come from day-to-day stuff.
That's a fact.
Real stuff. I was walking through the club, sidebar, walking through the club with Stanley. He's bigger than me. And I kept moving out people's way. And he was like, Tay, all you got to do is just stick your chest out, shoulders up, and they going to move out your way. I was like, no, that's not true. And I started walking, and people was like, oh, shit. Like, people was like, I was like, oh, word. So when I envisioned Landmine, I envisioned that. You know what I'm saying? A fearless, I can't show no weakness because I'm protecting. Yeah. Now, protecting Era. Era, the image of him, if it was a video game, this is the craziest image ever, is a little boy, big T-shirt, big hat, covers the face, arms folded, and he has OGs behind him. He's just like this. Untouched, can't be phased, but he holds the energy that could snap Landmine's neck in half.
Facts.
But Landmine has the persona of. So those are the two. I could get into the details of the characters. We're gonna be here for a little bit.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So I have those two. Landmine is what the fuck, and the Era is the little boy that was like, hey. You know what I'm saying? But with the spirit of gold, though.
Facts.
Like, you can't even knock this get off I'm about to give you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Landmine's like, I'm about to just knock your head off.
Right.
So
I like that.
What's
up with Loose Face, man?
Yeah,
Tell me, explain me like
that
Loose
name's
Face.
crazy.
Because I love that name, no cap.
So my character and my identity in Krump has, because I have like a long lineage like with historical people in Krump, like people who have made a major impact, and I've learned a lot from them. The base of it is confidence for me, because again, when I first started Krumping, obviously I'm a young teenager and whatnot. I wasn't the most confident kid. So my goal is to be like accepting of myself, you know what I'm saying? So through Krump, I was like, nah, you that guy. You know what I mean? And if you don't feel like you are, you're going to build yourself to be that. You know what I'm saying? So my movements are very strong. They can't be moved. I could do the smallest detail and it looks like something, you know, compared to other people where if they shuffle their feet, they don't do it in a way. I do it in a swaggy kind of way where it's like, hey, it's mine. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I have a confidence to myself, of movement to myself. I move at my own pace, and I need you to catch up. You know what I mean? So, the name of my character is the Caribbean Bad Boy, because you know I'm Haitian from the Caribbean, so I try to get that style in there. You know what I'm saying?
now that I'm looking at, now that I like hearing that, looking at your Krump, there's certain things you do. That's so buck. Yo, bro. You mean like, sorry,
the booyaka. Yeah.
Caribbean Bad Boy. What was it? Was you under Bad Boy or no?
Nah. I was under. When I
was under Bad Boy.
Yeah, I was under Jade, Twin Rip, and then Twin Rip.
Jade?
Yeah, I was little
Let's
Jade.
Get it, nigga.
Yeah,
that's my dog. That's shout out to that nigga's a dog too.
Yeah, he is. And then I ended up being under Loyal.
Loyal? Okay.
Yeah, so I was under him for like some years, so I kept learning a lot. But yeah, like that's essentially my style. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. All right, so
go
ahead.
Just to add to my style, I kind of feel like when I don't want to tap into fully into a character, when I do dance, I have this feeling of being the bridge, the middleman. So sometimes if I'm dancing, I might look like I'm looking at some OGs and look at the young heads, right? So, you know, Krump is multi-dimensional, especially when you get into depth into it. Like certain things mean, when you really buck, things mean different things.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
it's never just one thing.
No cap. That's what I'm saying. Same for me, because I had a Brat fam too. So Brat, you know what I'm saying? That's so like, you know what I mean. I had like an ABC. I don't know, a classic too. You know what I'm saying, before I left. But like Brat style was like you know what I'm saying, like real, like I said, the tantrum, like the real Bratty style, where it was more like I didn't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have a name now, so I'm being spoiled with it. So fuck everybody. That, you know what I mean? That it was just a brat. You know what I'm saying? It was like fuck everybody. Like, you gonna come at me? I'm gonna really fuck your head up. You know what I'm saying? And Animate was more of like the humble cartoon character where it was just like, you know, I'm gonna show you some shit and you're gonna be like, oh damn, like this nigga nice. Yeah, I am. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was, you know, it came with those styles, like, you know, now he's technical with it, but like, you know, that's, you know what I mean, like that I was saying, but like me, that's just how it was with the animating brat style for sure. So
I want to my fault. I want to also give space and shout out to what we're trying to do now, or what we've been trying to do. He was doing it, Krump United.
Oh, this nigga,
Right, he was doing it with Krump United.
Bro, I remember when he was part of Thai Boys. Like, this was Jackson Man.
He don't know that.
Like, yeah.
That's like Jackson Man. Nah, Krump United, I appreciate you, bro. Y'all, Black Flag, man, I love that shit, bro. Like, watching that shit shows me that y'all are actually really trying to put Boston, like, show Boston that, you know, y'all not just trying to show Boston Krump, but y'all just trying to say, like, yo, this is Boston. And also look at the history. Like, you know, oh, my fault. And also look at the history of Boston Krump. So when I see Black Flag, I see everything of Krump. You know what I'm saying? I see what's going on now, but I also see the past. You feel me? I also see like just the love and the passion for Krump. So that's why I like a Black Flag for sure. So yeah.
Also, one more thing about Black Flag is I want to shout out Bad Side, like our original. Well, was he original or was it original Black Flag captain? Yeah. Showing us, but also us all together as a crew, knowing life is more than just Krump. You know what I'm saying?
Off the rip.
Like, we I feel like we're one of the dance crews that we're really good at Krump, but then also we actually working on real life stuff. You know what I'm saying? Career wise, money wise, real estate, you know, mental health. So we're doing a lot. And we're still bucking. You know, we should have a shirt that says, and we still bucking.
Yeah, right.
What are the plans for Black Flag right now?
Captain?
Right now, other than, you know, trying to preserve the culture here in Boston, a plan for us is to, you know, possibly, you know, open up a space, be able to have a space for artists, you know, specifically, you know, I like to cater to the Krumpets, but even open it up to more artists, just to have a space, because in regards to art, we don't have that much in Boston that kind of gave us what, you know, they had in DYC. I was only there for a week. So, but, like, you know, for what they had, you know, we had staff. They had people who cared, like mentors, you know, building community. You know, so I personally would want to, you know, have that, because, you know, there is a generation of future Krumpets that are here in Boston who probably need the same things that, you know, that we got from Krump, and whether it's community, friendship, you know, transferable skills, and how to be better, productive citizens of, you know, society.
No, I like that because it's really, I feel like it's impertinent to be able to not only pass down the knowledge that you were able to soak up from, you know, the culture itself, but also about things that are definitely going to be very essential for these kids to like get by in life, like how to be able to manage your money, how to be able to you know, like have good credit, how to be able to, you know, like watch, you know, like to stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? It also to educate them about the system. You know, like what happens when you're a part of that system, and if you are a part of that system, what are the pros and cons that the government, you know, restricts from you. You know, because it's like, you know, like a lot of people, like they come to Krump as an outlet to kind of like exert, or not exert, but to release the stress or the things that are suppressed, you know, with themselves. So I wanted to, this is mad random, but I wanted to ask, like, in your definition, what is your definition of Krump? Well, how would you? I mean, sorry, not well, that too. But what is your definition of buck? Like, what is something that's buck? Like,
Well, I can answer both. Like kingdom radically uplifting mighty praise. I'm sticking with the beginning of it. I understand people want to switch it up. I get it. I
that's the
respect it.
Genesis.
But like,
right
you know what I'm
there.
saying? I'm a believer of God. I always been a believer of God. I mean, I'm saying like, I know everybody has their own ways of thinking of things, but that's how I came up from Krump. You know what I'm saying? So that's the basics of it right there. You know what I mean? God. That's first off. That helps me move my body. You know what I'm saying? And who I am as a person. And then Buck is you know what I mean? You got to have that. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you grow from it. You know what I mean? You have to, when I was young, you know what I'm saying? And I started crumping in the DYC, I had to jump in. And you know what I mean? People ain't going to just look at you like you're buck. You have to work for that shit, bro. You got to work for that shit, bro. If you buck, you buck. You got to work for that shit. I was working for that shit. I wasn't just, like, going in and people like, oh, shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, this nigga nice. And you got to keep working for it. And, like, this nigga buck. Like, you know what I mean? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it takes time for that. But, like, Krump is kingdom radically uplifting my praise, regardless of how people see it nowadays. I don't know. But, like, that's just where I come from. That's the beginning. That's what it is. So it's God, you know what I mean? That God helps you with how you move your body, you know, how you see things. It's something superior that makes me move my body. That makes me go crazy. Like, I'm not even saying that's, you know what I mean? That's just from the soul. You know what I mean? That's from the heart. You know what I mean? So that's how I see it.
What about you, Stanley?
That's one of the main reasons why I got into Krump was the because of God. Maybe there was I wouldn't say ignorance, but like, I wanted to find God through the dance. So that was an aspect of my journey of, trying to find that, within myself. And I personally, for me, there's a spirit in the dance that is like undeniable. Like there's certain people who have this aura, this spirit that makes you, it's like taking you to church. You have to scream, you have to like go crazy. Like, Taekwon, like I've screamed out of the top of my lungs. Taekwon doing something crazy.
Facts.
Kev doing something crazy. Anime doing something crazy. Like I got footage of you from like 2012, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Like
Like
footage after this, y'all.
you know what I mean? Like, like everyone here who has done something, like I've screamed off the top of my lungs because they hit like they went Super Saiyan. Like that's another way I could describe it. Like another level, something that surpassed, this realm. Like, you know what I mean? It's very hard to describe. You have to be in the session to really understand. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you have to really understand it. And that's one of the main things that keeps me going back, because you never know what you're going to miss if you decide to take a week off the session because somebody might hit something and you wasn't there to see it. Then it's just like, damn, I missed out. Or you might hit something. You know what I mean? So for me, it was just trying to find, myself through God, trying to have that that spiritual release from the things that weighed me down throughout the week, brotherhood, sisterhood, being able to be around like-minded individuals who I relate to, because in certain aspects I felt like I didn't relate to a lot of people in this world outside of the dance. So the fact that I was able to grow with some of these people here, like, it really has done, great wonders for me, especially in my life. Yeah.
Okay. What about you? What do you think? What's your description or definition of Krump and buck?
That's like, it's almost like that's just in still. But the feeling that Stanley's talking about, the euphoric feeling is what I noticed. I tap into it when I stop thinking, when I just let my body go. I'm not about to show y'all, but it's like when you're just moving and everybody's so in tune, and because energy's real,
You can feed off the energy too.
Yeah, and when you just let it flow, you have the craziest moments, and those are the moments that are unexplainable. It's like, you ever heard like you have to be there to see it, you have to be there to feel it.
Yeah.
It's like one of those moments. So, but yeah, Krump radically was mighty praise. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Kingdom radically uplifting my
Kingdom.
praise.
Also, like, oh yeah. What about you, Bluespace?
I'm practical. Buck is a level, so is Krump.
Okay.
Yo, he's so right. He really hit y'all where it hurt.
So, there's levels. There's levels.
That's still like
So
talking
there's
Krump-wise, for real.
Buck, there's Krump, and then there's Live.
He's talking real Krump.
So
he's talking real
Buck,
Krump.
Buck is the low level, how you're kind of controlling the energy down there.
Right.
Krump, you know, you're upright. This is where like you're hitting your zones on the up top.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm not speaking to the mic. But aside from the technical part of it, yeah, like the energy is uplifting. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna notice if he's dancing in the session, he's not the only one moving. He's gonna be moving. He's gonna be moving. I'm gonna be moving.
Right.
This is a energy. This is a organism. You know what I'm saying? The session is alive. You know what I'm saying? Like the wax sessions are the ones where people are just kind of staring at that person dance, but the live ones, the real stuff is where it's like, nah, I'm with you. You know what I mean? I'm in that zone. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like Krump, and that's why I love it so much, because I want people to experience that, because I don't think people have that outlet. Like I don't know if I would enjoy life as much without Krump. I know that sounds crazy to say, but
think about it like
you
this.
ever see something outside of Krump and be like, that's Buck? Yo, that's Buck as fuck.
yeah, like I don't know.
Like a baby lifting his head out of the crate or something, like that's Buck.
It's a way of living. Like, I don't know how to. Sorry.
That's crazy.
Like Krump is really a culture. Like, you know, how we speak, how we say things, how we approach things. Like we're talking about transferable skills, but like, you know, I literally take the character of Stanley, like the confidence of stress, or I would try to change that and put that towards myself as an individual, and maybe go into an interview and present myself in a specific way. Like, I learned that through Krump. Like, how do you present confidence? I've never had confidence, but I learned that through Krump. Like, you know what I mean? Which made me have confidence in other areas of my life. You know what I mean? So, like, it's really is a culture, and how you transfer that into other aspects of your life, you know, could be great things.
So, like, when it comes to, like, as you said, helping you in life. Remember you used to tell me whenever I'd be like nervous, you'd be like, just be landmine.
Yo, oh my God, yes.
I'd be like, yo, I don't know. He'd be like, just go in there and be landmine. And then I'd be like, what? And then I'll do it. And I'd be like, oh, snap, that really worked. Like, Krump showed me how to be a better leader in like other aspects of my life. Right? Like, how to be a better, like, you are a leader of the East Coast, you're a leader of Boston, you're a leader of Mass. Right. All right, so now when you go back to the hood and these little kids looking up to you, I'm a leader there too. You know what I'm saying? So, I resonate with that for real. And can I piggyback off of what Kev said?
Go ahead.
With the Krump thing, I don't know why he got so technical, but now I got technical. Let's go. But Krump is the for me, Krump is the why, the what of what you're doing, right? So it's the levels, Buck, Krump, Live, Buck, like you said, is down here. It's like it's the gritty with the tint. You know, you release it and you can go live, which is the energy. You know what I'm saying? That's the euphoric feeling. You can't live in there too long. You can do whatever you want there. And then the Krump is, all right, how are you playing with it? How are you building with it? What are you doing?
Like
why
the
are
formula.
you doing it? You know, like how you looking.
And I feel
I'm
like,
about to get real Krump. Let me stop, because I'm about to get real Krump in here.
I feel like niggas tend to be like too cheerful too. Like, oh, I Krump now, so give me support, nigga. You have to really work for that.
Gotta earn it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I
I
feel like a lot of niggas is getting. I mean, I ain't. You know what I mean? I'm
Fight
not
back.
because I'm rusty as fuck. I'm just saying, like a lot of niggas just want to deserve love, and these niggas is not all that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you gotta really work for that shit and dance, nigga. You ain't really dancing, nigga. You just think, oh, cause I'm live, show me love. Nigga, you gotta do, like you said, live, Krump, buck. You gotta have material combos. You gotta learn how to travel. You gotta learn how to do all these certain
And
things.
he hasn't been to a session in, my God. No, for real.
I'm just saying there's so many elements you gotta do. And niggas think you need to, because I did this one thing, you gotta support me. Nah, nigga, you gotta go in there and really do all them things, nigga, and go crazy.
You got me teed up. No,
it's true.
You got to bring us into your world. You got to bring us into your world and make us feel you in order for us to give you something. You know what I mean? Like, you need to have all of that because those are some of the fundamentals of what Krump is. But the main thing is you. Who are you? How can you bring us into your world and have us understand what you're saying?
Don't Krump just the Krump, nigga.
Yo.
Like, don't do that. Krump because that's who you are, nigga. That's what it is. I mean, regardless of me not being there, nigga, I still do it. Nigga, this nigga most know I still do it. It's always in me regardless, you know what I'm saying? Because it's my love, my nigga. This is who I am. But don't do it because I'm trying to be like this nigga. I'm trying to be just like this nigga. No, you gotta be who you are, nigga, when it comes to Krump, nigga. That's your lifestyle, and be the lifestyle that it is, you know what I'm saying? So that's a fact.
Bro, I need y'all to understand Boston Krump is different. He hasn't been to a session in years. No, for real. No, I'm serious. And you, like, knowledge is so accessible, bro.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Everything you're saying, it still resonates. Like, it's still
what it is, bro. Like, yeah.
If you get off the way you were getting off,
I'm
serious, bro. Like, and I'm the one that can say it. They've told me I'm the one that can say it. I've been it. I've did it, bro. That's Boston Krump. To be able to leave and still have that, like, literally, there's so many people in Boston Krump that have stopped, that come back to a session, and, like, we'll still be like, oh, what?
For example, Rip, right? I know he been coming in and out all the time, right? You know what I'm saying? But he always come back
still got
and do what he can do. You know what I'm saying? So
that just hit me, cause he just named things that people are trying to training on right now.
Yeah.
And he just like bah, 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 bah.
It's like you can't expect, you know, so much love from that. You gotta really work for that shit, bro. It's the truth. You got to. It's the truth. Yeah.
People forgot about that. What my fuck?
No, you're good. You was supposed to say?
On that note, is there anything else that you guys like to say?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Kill off, man. A kill off, man, is a kill off. A kill off ain't just doing a bunch of shit in one round and you think you're nice. A kill off is really a kill off, nigga. If you really killed off, niggas would know you killed off. I'm just saying.
That's
another thing too, because I be seeing shit and I be like, that's not a kill off. But then I see shit and I be like, okay, that's a kill off. Because I feel like a lot of niggas be like thinking they deserve, you know what I'm saying, a lot of love because they're doing technical shit. But you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to do these certain things when it comes to Krump. And I feel like a lot of niggas is being spoiled with it. Because I watch, bro. Don't think I don't watch. I watch this shit, bro. I still do. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm rusty as fuck, don't get me wrong. I mean, I ain't talking like I can kill niggas. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying, like, niggas is losing the essence of what really, nigga. It's boot camp. You know what I mean? It's still boot camp, nigga. So if you're in the game, nigga, don't complain. Really work for it. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta work. You gotta suffer. You gotta struggle in that session. Like, yo, if you really want to tap in, Monday sessions, yo, 7 p.m. 336 Blue Hill. 336 Blue Hill. We gonna get you right.
Yo, come meet the family.
Children are welcome. Everybody welcome. Bring your auntie. Bring your uncle. Bring your kids. 7 p.m. All right.
Show and tell Boston After Dark. This has been our Krump panel. Come meet the family.
Gang, gang, gang.